Ever feel like keeping up with AI is a full-time job? It kinda is. Good thing we've got AI news.
Right, they're like our AI Cliff Notes. This week, we're diving into all the chatter on Get This Twitter, Reddit, and Discord.
Seriously, they're analyzing thousands of posts so we don't have to.
Okay.
Think about it, we're getting the hottest AI gossip without the wrist cramps from scrolling. But it's more than just gossip, right?
Oh, for sure. It's not just, oh, there's a new AI tool. It's about catching the AI zeitgeist.
Yeah,
What's got people freaking out? What are they arguing about? That's where the good stuff is.
100%. So buckle up, because we're starting our deep dive in the wilds of AI Twitter.
Where else?
First up, Mira Murati, ex-OpenAI, making big moves, poaching some serious talent.
And not just any talent. Some whispers say it's OpenAI's own people she's after.
Yeah.
Juicy. Right. This isn't just starting a company. This is about shaking up the whole AI scene.
Makes you think, is this going to be good for AI overall? Like that healthy competition thing? Or are we going to see a brain drain?
It's the question, isn't it? Word on the street is we're going to see a ton of ex-OpenAI folks starting their own thing. Like over 10 new companies soon. That's huge. Imagine the talent, the ideas. Things are about to get interesting.
Let's be real, though. Trying to predict tech is like, I don't know, reading tea leaves after a hurricane. Remember when everyone and their dog was betting on the metaverse?
Totally.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best stuff comes out of nowhere. Speaking of which, this tweet, right? Comparing SpaceX landing that rocket to a cultural, spiritual victory.
Oh,
Wild, right?
okay.
Got me thinking, though. What about AI? Are we in one of those moments?
Whoa. Okay, yeah. It's not just about, like, can it do the thing, but what does the thing even mean? We're in deep now. But before we really geek out, we gotta talk open source versus closed AI. Twitter's obsessed.
Always a hot topic. What's wild is how different this is playing out now, these new models coming out.
Someone even tweeted that how good they are, open versus closed, basically doesn't matter anymore. That's a bold move right there.
No kidding. Shows how much the open source world is stepping up their game. But hold your horses. Let's hit up Reddit next, see if those claims hold water. They're all about the data over there.
All right, Reddit, bring on the nerds. Let's see what they've got. All right, from spicy Twitter takes to the Reddit rabbit hole, where things get, let's be honest, way more technical. This
What?
week, Arla the Llama's got the goods. They are hyped about Llama 3.2.
And for good reason. This isn't just like a new coat of paint on the old llama. This is different.
Yeah, they're geeking out about how you can run this thing on basically nothing. A CPU, 8 gigs of RAM, that's your laptop, right?
Pretty much. We're talking putting serious AI power into the hands of, well, anyone. Not just the big labs with their supercomputers, developers, students, that guy in his basement making a sentient toaster oven.
Don't give anyone ideas, but yeah, it's like this huge wave of creativity is about to break.
Exactly. Which brings us back to that open source debate. Llama 3.2, that's open source flexing.
Okay, but hold up, because Reddit wasn't done blowing our minds. AI-generated Counter-Strike. Go wait, tell me you saw this.
Oh yeah, proof of concept, sure, but still. Running on one RTX 3090 real time, granted 4 frames per second.
Hey, it's a start. But think about it for game design. Forget spending a year making a tree look realistic. What if AI just whipped you up a whole forest? Characters, stories, the works.
Exactly. We're talking AI as your creative buddy, right?
Yeah.
And not just games. Simulations, training programs, whatever you can dream up.
Okay, now for the reality check. AI News does point out Llama 3.2 still kind of sucks at long conversations, and that CS.go demo, not exactly playable yet.
True. Got to stay grounded. But that's the thing, right? This is today. Give it a year, maybe even less. Who knows what these things will be doing?
So what else is Reddit freaking out about this week? Lay it on us.
Well, aside from the llama drama and AI esports, Google DeepMind's got this multimodal learning thing going on, teaching AI to learn from, like,
Yeah.
everything at once, like we do.
So not just, I see a picture, but I see a picture, hear you describe it, smell the coffee in the background, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Next level AI, understanding the world like we do.
Yeah.
Then there's Salesforce. They dropped this tiny giant model. Small, but mighty.
So even more accessible AI tools, that seems to be a trend.
It does, doesn't it? Exciting times. Though, not everyone's thrilled. Big ethical debate going down about AI and warfare.
Yeah, that's a heavy one. Autonomous weapons. We're basically asking for a Terminator, aren't we?
Hey, I'm just reporting what the people are saying. Speaking of which, our Singularity, always good for a brain bender, asked, can humans even reason?
Ouch. Kind of it's close to home after that Apple study, right?
Yeah.
The one where the fancy LLMs choked on logic puzzles.
Right. Turns out, even our best AI can't reason like we can. Or can it? Maybe we're the ones who are bad at it.
Okay, now my brain hurts. Time to switch gears before we have an existential crisis. Discord, here we come. Buckle up. All right, we've done Twitter, we've survived Reddit, now it's time to get our hands dirty. Discord, here we come.
The inner sanctum. This is where the real AI heads hang out. Think like those super specific forums where people talk in acronyms even I don't get.
Thankfully, AI News are our guides. They braved the jargon mines so we don't have to. And let me tell you, some wild stuff came out of those Discord servers.
Starting with a huge win for the little guy, right? Eleuther AI finally fixed that gradient accumulation bug that was driving people nuts.
Okay, for those of us who don't speak fluent code monkey, what's the big deal here?
So basically, gradient accumulation. It's how you train those giant AI models without needing a supercomputer the size of your house, like breaking down the training into bite-sized chunks.
Right.
The bug was messing that all up, making things slow, unstable. People were pulling their hair out. So this fix, big relief.
Efficiency and world peace, all thanks to a bug fix. Nice. But it wouldn't be Discord without some drama, right? What went down this time?
Oh, you better believe it. The gossip mill was churning about Sebastian Bubeck. He was a big cheese over at Microsoft AI. And now, he's jumped ship to OpenAI.
Whoa, poaching wars. Guess those big brains are hot property these days.
Tells you something, right? When companies are fighting over people, that's where the future is. Talent over everything.
Speaking of, it wasn't all just bug fixes and job hopping on Discord. Some seriously hardcore AI talk going on, too.
Yeah, there was this whole thread about, get this, QK norm and how it interacts with ReLU, a variation on ReLU. It gets very technical very quickly. But basically, it's about making these AI models even better, even faster.
So under the hood improvements, got to stay ahead of the curve.
Right. And it's not just about making the existing stuff better. There's this new kid on the block, Intellect T1, a decentralized AI model.
Okay, back up. Decentralize, so no one's in charge.
Kinda. It's more like spread out the control of the data. It's not all in one place. More open, more collaborative. Very different from how these things are usually built.
Sounds chaotic, but in a good way. Hard to wrap my head around.
Tell me about it. But hey, that's what makes this so exciting, right? Things are changing fast.
True that. But before we go, hit us with some of that classic Discord humor. Did anyone compare an AI model to a potato again?
Not this time. But there was this whole thing about running multiple AI models at once being like an LLM party.
Love it. Even geniuses need to party sometimes.
Exactly. It's a good reminder, right? This tech, it's powerful, it's changing the world, but it's still made by us, humans, with all our quirks.
That feels like a good place to wrap up, actually. From the 280-character hot takes to the deep code dives, we've covered it all today. The AI world, folks, it is wild.
And only getting wilder.
Truth. But here's the thing. It's not just about watching from the sidelines anymore. These tools, they're getting more powerful, more accessible every day.
Which means the question is, what are you going to build?
That's something to think about. Until next time, stay curious, everyone.